Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions that are happening, so be sure to sign up for more as well. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded, and that recording will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Carolinas. I'd now like to go ahead and turn it over to our presenters, starting first with Missouri University of Science and Technology.
Awesome, thank you so much. I'm gonna get my screen up here for you. So yeah, I'm Vanessa with Missouri University of Science and Technology, Missouri S&T for short. And we are located, in case you're not familiar, we are located in Rolla, Missouri, which is about halfway between Springfield, Missouri and St. Louis, right on I-44. So we're nicely situated, about an hour and a half from three fairly large cities. So we're in a town of about 20,000 residents, and then our school is about 7,000 students. So we're a small to mid-sized institution, I'd say. So I like to say we have a bit of the best of both worlds, the urban and the small town feel. So we're very close to a lot of gorgeous scenery, as you can see in some of these pictures. So whether you like spelunking and exploring caves, or hiking or kayaking or anything else, fishing, we have plenty of those opportunities, as well as, like I said, being situated fairly close to some cities as well. We're actually celebrating our 150th anniversary this year, so that's very exciting. We've been around for a while, and in those 150 years, we have managed to earn ourselves some pretty high rankings, and you can see some of our most recent rankings here. We rank very high in terms of return on investment. So what that means is that the money that you pay to come here is well worth it because of the money that you make after you graduate. So we have the highest starting salary of any Missouri school, and we're very, very proud of that. Students make a lot of money on internships as well. We're also a very safe campus. So safety is always, of course, a top concern. And last year, so in 2020, we were actually ranked the 19th safest campus in the country. So we are very proud of that as well. We're probably most well known for our engineering. We're actually last year ranked the second in the nation for our engineering program. And you can see we offer, oh, this is our College of Art, Science, and Business, but we have a lot of really awesome programs here as well. So really anything, if you want to become certified to teach or study business, we have the highest accreditation business programs can have. If you want to go on to law school, med school, anything like that, we can put you on track to do that. Information science and technology. So a lot of really, really awesome programs, depending on what it is that you're interested in. We offer minors in foreign languages and music. So really we offer a lot of different programs. And now talking about our engineering programs, for which we are so well known. So you can see we offer 15 different types of engineering. If that's overwhelming to you, it doesn't need to be. If you do want to study engineering at S&T, you will go through our freshman engineering program, where you'll have a chance to learn about all of these different types of engineering, because some of them are very unique to us. For example, we're one of only 2 schools in the country that offers ceramic engineering at the undergraduate level, one of only 6 that offers engineering management, things like that. So lots of very specialized programs, as well as, of course, the more well-known mechanical, civil engineering, and things like that. Again, we offer some additional minors that aren't even necessarily listed here. For example, explosives engineering or humanitarian engineering. And for all of these different types of engineering, as well as our other programs, we offer a slew of hands-on learning opportunities. So we have state-of-the-art labs, we have a nuclear reactor on campus, we have a foundry, we have a glass blowing shop, we have an experimental mine even, and all of our undergraduate students are not only encouraged, but also required to spend a significant amount of time in these labs. So if hands-on learning if that's the best way that you learn, then S&T is a great place for you to get your education. Outside of the classroom, we offer a lot of opportunities for you to stay active and involved and meet people who have similar interests. So we have over 250 student organizations for you to choose from, and it's super easy to start your own club as well. So whether you want to be involved with Greek life or music and theater or sports, we are an NCAA Division II school. Anything like that, we have those opportunities. We have 20 different design teams that are available to you. Even if you're not studying engineering, you are welcome and encouraged to participate in these design teams. They're a great way, again, to get that hands-on learning experience, and it looks great on a resume. So many of our students are able to land internships and full-time jobs because they talked about their experience on the design teams. So a great way for you to get that experience, not only within your field, but also working with people, leadership skills, conflict resolution skills, all of those things that are maybe a little bit harder to learn in the classroom. We have those opportunities for you to learn those as well. So I mentioned our students have great starting salaries. So you can see our average starting salary. This is our most recent number. So even last year, the year of the pandemic and a lot of economic uncertainty, I guess, our students landed great jobs and even increased their average starting salary for full-time jobs as well as internships and co-ops. We have the largest career fair in the Midwest, and you can see some of the companies that we kind of name drop on this slide, but really any industry leading company that you can think of is probably represented at this career fair, and they consistently like hiring a lot of our students. Our application is still open for fall of 2021. So if you're a current senior, you can still apply. Our application is always free. We are test optional. You can send us a test. And we, encourage that because we do have some scholarships that do require the ACT or the SAT. We accept both. So you can kind of see our merit-based scholarships listed on the right here. That's money that you're awarded automatically once you apply. We look at your ACT or SAT score and award you this amount. We also have our Distinguished Scholars Award. This is our most competitive scholarship for out-of-state residents. So by December 1st, if you meet these requirements, please apply for the scholarship because, again, it is full tuition. Here's my contact information. I will put it in the chat as well, but go ahead and follow us on social media. We do giveaways and all kinds of fun things like that. And we hope that you can come visit. We are doing in-person visits, so come to Missouri and check us out.
All right, thank you so much, Missouri University of Science and Technology. And next up, we have Rider University.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight. I'll just share my screen with you. Okay, so let me give you an idea about Rider University. We're located in the central part of New Jersey, about an hour north of Philadelphia and an hour south of New York, which puts us in a really good situation as far as our students being able to live in a beautiful suburban community and yet have the access to big city for co-ops, internships, socialization, anything you can think of. Rider's considered a medium-sized university. We have 3,800 undergraduates and about 75% of our students live on campus. We do draw from 39 states and 26% of our students are from out of state. Years ago, we were thought as a regional university and we really have worked to expand that. My territory as a regional recruiter is Maryland, DC, Virginia, and North Carolina. So should you have any questions, I would be the one that you reach out to, as well as the person who'd be reading your application. We are a Division I sports school, which is very exciting, but I like to make it clear to students that we don't have football. Basketball is our big sport. When we're able to be in person at college fairs, I'm always asked quite often what our biggest sport is. We also have soccer, lacrosse, track and field, softball, volleyball, wrestling. Our girls volleyball team won the championship this year for the first time, which was really exciting to all of us. Aside from sports, we have 152 clubs and student organizations. We always say to students, if you don't find a club or organization you're interested in, but there's something you'd like to start up and get a couple people with you, we'll be glad to back you in that. So no matter what your interests are, you can always find a niche at Rider. Let's talk about the statistics and the nitty gritty for a moment, which has to do with applying. We are a rolling admissions school. Therefore, once you apply to us, within 6 weeks, you would get your decision. We are early action, so if you apply by November 15th, you would hear by Christmas. The preferred deadline for scholarships is January 15th. When we read your application, we also read for scholarships. So it's not two separate applications that you have to put in. The only exception to the rolling admission policy is for our musical theater applicants. They have one single application deadline, which is November 15th. That's important to remember because they still need to submit a pre-screening tape as well as going through auditions. So they have a lot of things still to do once they applied. We are test optional, and we have been for the past 4 or 5 years. But if you wanted to submit your SATs or ACTs, you can see the scores there. We'd be glad to put them in your file. The scholarships range anywhere from $10,000 all the way up to about $15,000. And then we have 10 trustees scholarship, which are full rides. In order to apply for that, you have to apply early action. The board of directors at Rider University took a good look at costs, and we're real concerned with the cost of a private education. So through working hard and raising money, they were able to reduce the tuition next year to $35,000. And then you would have room and board on top of that, which is hopefully helping to make it a little more affordable for all people. Rider started as a business school, so business is obviously one of our strong majors. Given our proximity to New York and Philadelphia, we also have a very strong communications program and musical theater program. Our kids in communications have an opportunity to do a semester in LA. They really enjoy that. A professor goes out with them and they study there. Engaged learning is a hallmark of Rider University. It is 6 required credits for graduation. To be honest, our kids always exceed that. And it has to do with the areas that are listed in learning and monitoring, study abroad counts, guided research, civic and community engagement, internships, co-ops, and fieldwork, as well as arts, media, and creativity. We have a very active civic and community-minded campus. They're very much into helping people within our area, as well as being a green campus. So we're proud of all of those things. The student faculty ratio is 10-to-1 and an average class size of 21. I say to students, we're big enough that you won't know everyone, but small enough that you'll recognize people when you walk back and forth to class. We are running tours in person and virtually at the moment. The in-person tours are limited to the 5 states that surround us unless you've been vaccinated or have quarantined. As the rules change, we post that on our website. I will also put my information in the chat, so if you need to get in touch with me, you will know how. I hope you have a good evening.
All right. Thank you so much to Rider University. And next up, we have Binghamton University.
All right, thank you for having me. Let me get my screen going here. Okay, so welcome everyone. Again, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. My name is Stephanie. I'm here representing Binghamton University, State University of New York. We are part of the largest university public system in the country. We are #1 out of those 64 schools academically. So we definitely are very selective, and that measurement, it kind of comes from placement, certainly the outcomes of our students, the fact that we're an R1 research institute, the caliber of our faculty, and all the things we're going to talk about today. Okay, some quick stats. So we have about 14,000 undergraduate students. About 7,000 of those students live on campus. So it is a mid-sized school, but it feels much smaller even when you get here on campus. I always like to talk about our retention rate. We have a 92% retention rate, which is one of the highest I've ever seen for a public school in the Northeast. So we're really proud of that. And we also have an 88% transfer student retention rate. So our students really like it here. They tend to stay here and return, and we're really proud of that. So we're comprised, obviously we're one university, but we're comprised of 6 inter-schools. Our Harper College of Arts and Sciences is just as it says, our Arts and Sciences school. Students that are involved in pre-med or pre-health, I should say, under the pre-health umbrella, pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dental, pre-therapy, as well as pre-law is going to be housed in Harper. We also have our CCPA, our College of Community and Public Affairs. This is for students interested in public service, so social work and human development are the two programs in CCPA. Our Decker College of Nursing and Health Sciences is a phenomenal direct entry nursing school, one of the best in the Northeast at this point, smaller competitive program. We also have our School of Management, SOM. We like our acronyms here at Binghamton. This is comprised of two programs, accounting and business administration, with 6 different concentrations you can choose from finance to marketing to entrepreneurship to info systems. We have our Watson School of Engineering, 5 different engineering programs you can choose from, as well as computer science, very popular for computer science. And then we have our School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and this is strictly a PharmD program. So students interested in pursuing their PharmD at Binghamton, which many do, we have a brand new pharmacy building on campus, or close to campus, I should say, would pursue their pre-pharmacy in the Harvard College. Okay, so Binghamton, what we're really known for is our research. Again, we are an R1 Research Institute, but we have some wonderful research honors programs for our students. They are very high quality, and these are measured academically. Just before going forward, all of these invitations to these programs are immersed or taken from your application to Binghamton. So there's no separate application process attached to being in these programs. You will be invited by us per your application to Binghamton. We have our FRI program, which is a one of 4 in the country, the only one in the Northeast. This is a STEM-based program for students interested in STEM and engineering. It's a great way for students to get involved in research right away. They're mentored by a faculty advisor, and it's a really incredible honor to be invited into FRI. Source Project is very similar to FRI, except it is for students interested in humanities and social sciences. We have our PricewaterhouseCoopers, our PwC program for our business students and accounting students. This is an experiential program, so they attend different workshops and speaker series in metropolitan areas. They do a 10-day international trip, so it's pretty phenomenal experience. And then we have our Scholars program. In Binghamton Impact, our students are really active. They're active outside the classroom and inside the classroom. It's kind of what we're known for. We have wonderful research on our campus. We're #1 in sustainability research in the country, and it's kind of just part of the regularly scheduled program at Binghamton. Internships, we're highly recruited. We're in a great spot. We're close to major metropolitan areas, 3 hours from Philly and New York City, 5 hours from Boston to DC. So we're really highly recruited. Our business students usually sign on the bottom, the line their junior year. So they're placed before they even graduate. So we're really renowned in that aspect. But we have internship fairs all throughout the year, both semesters. And it's, again, kind of a regular part of the experience at Binghamton. We are a very community-based campus, both within the campus and outside the Binghamton community. There's a lot of service learning. There's a lot of learning for credit. And it's definitely something that our students just definitely interested in the public sector. They do a lot of that. And then we also are part of the largest abroad network in the country. Students that come to Binghamton or come to any SUNY school have access to over 1,000 programs, which is amazing. So a lot of our students like to take advantage of that as well. When we talk about value, Binghamton is a public school, but we offer you an Ivy experience. So that Ivy experience at a public school price, the value is intrinsic already and what the tuition is. In comparison to other Ivies, we give you the whole resources, the resources, the placement, the outcomes, all the different impact experiences you can have on campus. We do that, at a quarter of the price. So it's pretty phenomenal. At least half of our students graduate with no debt. And we offer a lot of merit scholarships, certainly for students international and out of state. So if you want to apply to Binghamton, you can do that. We were test optional this past year. We're kind of a TBD for the following year in terms of the test optional component, but we usually have very high quality students. We average around a 96 to a 98 for mid 50%, as well as mid 1200s to mid 1300s for average applicant at Binghamton. So definitely take advantage. We take the Common app, the Coalition, and the SUNY app. And I'll put my information in the chat. Happy to help answer any questions that you have after this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to Binghamton University. Next up, we have Pace University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Bowler. I'm the admission counselor that works with students from North and South Carolina. So thank you for being here tonight. I'll just go ahead and share my screen and put this on full screen. Hopefully you can see it. So Pace University, we are a private liberal arts college located in New York. We actually have two campuses. We have one in New York City in the financial district. For undergraduates, there's about 7,000 students and 75% residential. Like I mentioned, we are in the financial district. So whether we're talking about academics, internships, social opportunities, really tough to find a better place to study, gain that invaluable real world experience, and really have New York City at your fingertips. Easy access. We're really at one of the crossroads of New York City. So if, regardless of whether a student's trying to get uptown, over to Brooklyn, to New Jersey, very easy to use the subway, public transportation in order to get there. Despite being in the financial district, that doesn't only give an advantage to our business students. I'll talk more about our academics in a moment, but we have over 100 majors and minors for students to choose from. So really the opportunity for our students to begin networking with top companies in the country and around the world as soon as their freshman year. Our second campus is in Westchester County, Pleasantville, New York, who for anyone who might be familiar with the area, only about 45 minutes north of New York City. Much smaller campus and definitely the more traditional campus when you think about the quad, the general setup, the dormitories, everything like that. This campus has just under 3,000 students, despite not being in New York City. Our Westchester campus students have all the same opportunities as our New York City students do. So again, they have New York City at their fingertips, whether it's for internships, social opportunities. Our students are also able to study on both campuses if they're interested in, so opportunities there as well. Our Westchester campus is also home to our Division II athletics programs, but we do have clubs and intramural opportunities on both of our campuses. Along with that vibrant and student life on both of our campuses, we have over 150 clubs and organizations to get involved in right when you get on campus. In terms of what separates Pace from all the other schools that you may be considering, whether those are in New York or really anywhere in the country, I always talk about the Pace Path. It's a customized four-year plan. We understand that every Pace student is different. They're studying something different. They're from somewhere different. They're doing different things while they're at Pace, and they're looking to do different things in terms of their career. So the Pace Path is focused around strong academics, the career building internships that a student has while they're at Pace, and the dedicated mentors and advisors that guide them along the way. In terms of academics, you'll see on the left here our 6 schools. The Elizabeth Hobbs School of Law technically isn't part of our academic or our undergraduate program. We do like to mention it when we're talking about undergraduate opportunities, because we do have pre-law programs, combined degree opportunities to go on to our law school. Our law school is actually located in White Plains, New York, which is about 10 or 15 minutes from our Westchester campus. You'll see here quick the College of Health Professions, Dyson College of Arts and Sciences. We are a liberal arts college, so regardless of what a student's major is, every student takes between 40 and 50 credits within Dyson. Dyson is also home to our School of Performing Arts, so any students who are interested in that. Also, our School of Performing Arts is only located on our New York City campus. Already mentioned briefly our School of Business, again, given our location in the financial district and Westchester County, New York, tough to find a better place to study business and have that real world experience as an undergraduate. School of Education, we offer everything from pre-childhood, childhood and adolescent education, and Seidenberg School of Computer Science available on both of our campuses as well. Our career service is really a standout program. Students can get involved applying for internships, everything like that, as soon as they step on campus. Our career service advisors work with students from specific schools. So those advisors have previous experience in the fields that they advise. Some of them are still actively involved in those areas. They're most up to date with the current trends, really how to make candidates stand out during the application review process. Also 2 career fairs, career and internship fairs, I should say, on both of our campuses each year. So again, with 2 campuses, it's really like having access to 4 career and internship fairs. So pretty strong there. We always like to talk about a PACE education costing less than you think. Our merit scholarships range from $10,000 to $28,000 per year. And we obviously are part of the FAFSA useful tool at the bottom there, pace.edu/calculator, get an idea of the merit scholarship that you would receive. Application requirements, pretty straightforward. We are test optional, except for students who are looking to get into our honors college and our nursing program. So just be aware of that. And to give you an idea of the early decision, early action deadlines that we have. And lastly, my contact information. Thanks again for being here, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
All right, thank you so much to Pace University. And next up, we have Rochester Institute of Technology.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for being here. Let me share my screen. Thank you for your patience. My name is Sarah Burke, and I am the admissions counselor for the Rochester Institute of Technology located in Rochester, New York. And I'm delighted to be with you tonight to share a little bit about RIT. RIT is located in Western upstate New York. So it's east of Buffalo, it's west of Syracuse. It's about 2 hours from Toronto and about 5 or 6 hours from New York City. So we are located in the western part of New York, and we are a large university with nearly 19 or just over 19,000 students actually. And at this point, there's about 17,000 total undergraduates. We're one of the largest private universities in the country. And of our 17,000 students, about 14,000 of those are undergraduate students. So it's a big university with a small campus feel. Our average faculty to student ratio is about 13:1, and our average class size is about 22 students. We have students from all over the country, as well as in about 90 different countries. But what makes our campus unique is we have 9 very distinctive colleges on our campuses. And of those 9 colleges, you'll find degree programs in all the topics you see there on the screen. The crown jewel, though, of our 9 colleges is the National Technical Institute for the Deaf. We're one of 2 federally funded universities in the country for the deaf and hard of hearing population. And we're proud to have anywhere from 1,000 to about 1,500 deaf and hard of hearing students with us at any given academic year. We're known for our STEM programs, of course, but the niche programs I wanted to make sure I highlighted to you. You'll see a big listing of them there, like museum studies, ceramics, metal and jewelry design. We have direct entry programs for both med school and law school. We do not offer nursing, which a lot of students ask about, but we do have an ultrasound program and a PA program. And our biomedical sciences degree program is our largest pre-med feeder. We are one of only 9 national universities that are recognized by US News for co-op internships and undergraduate research. And you'll see that we have some pretty hefty competitors or colleagues in this same area with us. RIT is a host to one of the largest and oldest co-op programs in the United States. We started our co-op program back in 1912, so we're well over 100 years old. And we have about 70% of our degree programs require a co-op before you can graduate. So it's built into the academic program that you're studying. Most every RIT student does some form of experiential learning. It might be an internship, it might be a service learning, it might be a clinical rotation, it might be research. But our STEM programs in computing, engineering, technology, and business all require co-op as a part of the degree. You'll see that we had over 4,500 students last year complete co-op at about 3,500 employers. What the co-op program really gives us is an outstanding outcome rate. And as you as a consumer of education will find when you go to talk to universities, everybody has an outcome rate now and we track the data, we report the data all in the same manner. Our overall outcome rate for the entire university and graduating class is over 94%, and each individual college and each individual major has its own outcome rate as well. If you look at our engineering, our computing, or engineering technology, those rates are up near 98%. So that means that students graduate at RIT and within 6 months, they're either working full-time, they're doing some kind of graduate study, maybe a PhD program, or they could be in the military, Peace Corps, some kind of a service occupation. You'll notice a lot of very familiar logos over here on the right. That's just a very small sampling of the companies that do come to RIT on a regular basis twice a year for career fair or just to recruit. You can learn about different employers and the outcome rates for individual majors at joboutlook.rit.edu. I mentioned undergraduate research, and it's hands-on. Research can count for a required co-op. And the big difference with our research is that because we're primarily an undergraduate institution, we have ample opportunities for undergraduate research on our campus. We look for all kinds of ways for students to be innovative and entrepreneurship, and there are many opportunities for students to start their own companies, get mentorship, get advice and that sort of thing within that innovative community that you will find at RIT. We also have a very global presence. We have the Rochester campus is our main campus, but we also have campuses in China, Croatia, Kosovo, and the UAE. And we have study abroad opportunities in over 55 countries. Some students choose to go do service abroad, and you can always go work abroad as well. Our Combined Accelerated Pathways program is where you earn 2 degrees in less time than it would normally complete you to get a master's program. And about 40% of our dual degree programs are being offered in an accelerated way, which means as a high school senior, you could be offered a pathway into the bachelor's master's program. We have more programs that are available once you get to campus, but it could be a Master of Science, a Master of Engineering. There's lots of different opportunities for you. Lots of different activities and sports that go on campus. You'll see here some of the clubs, the recreational intramural activities. We're here to help. We would love to hear from you. We have a very few places left for the class of 21, but we will be accepting applications for 2022 starting in August. And I will put my contact information in the chat. I'm delighted to be with you this evening, and have a good one.
All right, thank you so much to Rochester Institute of Technology. And next up, we have University of Massachusetts Lowell.
All right, thanks, Andy. I'm going to go ahead and start this. So my name is Jacqueline Dachara from the University of Massachusetts Lowell Admissions Office. This is a little brief picture overview of our campus, and we have a Division I athletics. So you can see Belasher Park right there on our campus where our Division I baseball team plays. And we're also located right on the Merrimack River. So we have water that flows directly through our campus. So we do have a boathouse on campus. We have men's and women's crew team, and then kayaks rentals for our students on the warmer days throughout the year. So we are located, of course, in Massachusetts. Lowell is a small city, so we have an urban campus feel. It's a very culturally diverse city. We have a nice downtown area with shopping, restaurants. We actually have one of the largest music and cultural festivals in the city every year. And our students definitely get involved with the city, whether it's through community service, internships, or volunteering at these events. We are just north of the city of Boston, so we're about 25 miles north, about a half hour, and we do have a commuter rail right in Lowell, and we offer free shuttle buses for our students to the train. So if you are doing an internship, or you have a job, or you're a nursing student doing a clinical in Boston, you do have access to easy commute into Boston. And then we're also close to the ocean, so we're near the water. to go to the beach on the warmer days, and then close drive up to New Hampshire for some of the mountains if you like hiking. So we are a medium-sized university in the Northeast. We have over 11,000 undergraduate students and over 17,000 total students enrolled at the university, including our graduate school. And we've actually grown tremendously in the past few years. So in the past 10 years, we've increased our enrollment. We've opened 16 new buildings. We've accredited new programs, new undergraduate degrees, new master's and doctoral degrees. And we've actually been ranked as the 9th fastest growing public doctoral institution in the US. And we've done so at a very responsible manner by opening up some of these new buildings, our new business building with a stock market exchange room in there, our new engineering facility with 4 floors of just research space, our new nursing simulation lab. And then just by the numbers, the average GPA and test scores that are enrolling at the university. I do always like to preface that by reminding everyone that we are a test optional institution. So these combined SAT scores and these combined ACT scores are only for students that chose to submit their test scores as part of their application and does not include any of the students that applied test optional. That average GPA is about an A-, about a 3.65 average GPA throughout your 4 years. All of the Massachusetts public schools, so all of the UMasses, all of the state universities in Massachusetts, we all recalculate your GPA. So we weight your honors courses, we weight your AP or dual enrollment courses. We put everyone on that 4.0 scale. And then our combined SAT average is a 1240. And we do super score if you end up taking the SATs more than once, or if you take both, the ACT or SAT will take the highest of each. So the composite ACT average is a 26. We are typically looking for a student above that 3.0 solid B threshold and above that 1120 or 22 ACT score. And above these averages is when you may start looking at merit-based scholarships. And we do offer scholarships for all students, including our test optional applicants. We actually have over 120 different undergraduate programs of study to choose from. What's really nice is the opportunity for undeclared majors at UMass Lowell. So we actually have 6 different undeclared pathways that students can come in. If you're unsure exactly what you want to study, you'd have the opportunity to take courses in different fields, and you'd actually have a college-based advisor who's with you during your entire first year at the university. And their role here is to make sure that you're acclimating well to UMass Lowell, the transition from high school to college is a strong transition, and they're setting you up to be successful. And one of those ways is to make sure you're in the right degree program or to be taking classes that will help you decide what the right pathway, what the right undergraduate degree is for you. And then they'll also work directly with your faculty advisor who's going to help you with internships and possibly these getting into master's and doctoral programs. We have the 4+1 degree programs where students can receive both a bachelor's and master's degree in just the 5 years. And then many of our students are going on for possibly direct entry doctorate programs. One of those is our exercise science to physical therapy program. And students can actually be evaluated as incoming first-year students, so directly out of high school, to be accepted into that physical therapy doctorate program for the graduate school. We have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so we do keep our class sizes small. It is hands-on learning. Almost all of the majors at the university are going to have some type of lab component, or if you're an art major, you're going to be in studio, or in music, we have a music building with sound recording studios, and 50% of our classes actually have 20 students or fewer. We have 6 academic programs to choose from, including education, arts and humanities, business, engineering, that's some of our most popular majors, the Kennedy College of Sciences, the Zuckerberg College of Health Sciences, including our nursing program, and then all students are evaluated for entrance into the Honors College. And then just with the hands-on learning I mentioned earlier, we have co-op opportunities, and being close to that Boston area really does help our students to get these co-ops. And we have many of our students, we have 90% job or graduate school placement rate following graduation. So our students are doing very well, getting a quality education and going on to do great things after. So thank you so much for listening to me tonight, and I will definitely drop my contact information in the chat as well. I do read all of our applications from North and South Carolina. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much to the University of Massachusetts Lowell. And we have a little bit of time left. That was it for our presentations, but we have about 5-6 minutes left. I'd like to ask all of our presenters to go ahead and turn their cameras back on so we can do a little round robin and answer a couple of related questions. So the first question I want to ask to all of our presenters is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and start with Missouri University of Science and Technology.
I would say a very important thing is that you visit campuses. I know obviously this year it's been a little bit trickier, but I think moving forward it's going to become a little more accessible. And when you're on campus, that's just really the best way to see how you fit and to see what the culture is and the climate and everything. So, you know, even schools that are maybe a little bit out of your way, I definitely recommend going and checking them out. Even if you don't think that you'll want to go there, it's great to just have that to compare to other schools as well, so that then when you do make your decision, you know that it really is the best decision for you.
My advice would be to keep in touch with all of us. We all got into this because we like working with kids. There are no questions that are too small or too big. You're not being a bother. It's really important for you to keep in touch with whoever your admissions rep may be.
I would mimic what both Vanessa and Faye said. Definitely visit campuses, do your due diligence, do your research. We've all made it very accessible this year in terms of our virtual offerings as well. So, you know, definitely take advantage of all those resources you have available to you, and do not hesitate to reach out. This is usually the favorite part of all of this for us, is talking to you guys. So definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, I would say something similar. I would say definitely do as much research as possible. And definitely in a virtual setting, we've increased our offerings, daily campus tours. We offer prospective students the opportunity to visit campus or to visit virtual classes, everything like that. So even if you're not able to visit campus itself, we're also able to connect you with our current students, whether those be tour guides, ambassadors of clubs, organizations, anything like that. So do as much research as you can. Use your admission counselor to make those connections. So when you make your final decision, you're comfortable and you're looking forward to the fall.
Well, I think all of my colleagues have given some really, really good advice, and there's nothing that can beat good research and an in-person visit to campus. But I would also recommend that you make a good list. You work with your family, your guidance counselor, whoever, and pick the schools that you really think you have an interest in. And maybe it's one that's way off the beaten path that you hadn't ever heard of in it, but you have an interest. Don't apply to 25 schools because it's easy with the Common App, because that's not what any of us want to see. We want to have students that are really interested in coming to our school. And then secondly, I would try to make connections with somebody outside of admissions on that campus, whether it's a faculty member, whether it's a club advisor, an athletic advisor, but try to make a secondary connection as well as an admissions connection to the campus as well.
And I'll just add to this, because I agree with everything my colleagues say, but also just to have a little bit of fun with it. So college in the application process can be a very stressful time for students and for parents. And so just remember that the outcome is 4 years of college at your dream school, wherever it may be. So just to have a little bit of fun with it, use all of your resources. All of our tour guides want to talk to you, whether it's virtually or on campus. They're great resources. They're talking about their experience right now. So just use those resources and try to have fun and take the pressure off of yourself, because it all works out in the end.
Great, thank you. A lot of great advice there. Sounds like do your research, use those resources. Everybody, all of our presenters today have put their contact information into the chat, so please use those resources. We are actually out of time for today, so I do want to say thank you so much to all of our presenters for being with us today, and also thank you for joining us as well. When you close this window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you might be able to provide for us. Also, like I mentioned, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. We have 2 more this evening. And lastly, you'll be able to find this recording as well as all of those other session recordings in about a week at strivescan.com/Carolinas. All right, thanks again, everyone.
Bye.